Hello everyone, I'm Illumineer Greg, and welcome back to the Travers Tavern. Today's video will feature community responses from social media. If you wish to be featured in an upcoming video, follow us on Twitter at Travers_Tavern and respond to our question tweets on there, or participate in our Reddit threads on u/Travers Tavern. Either method of submission will be equally considered, and select responses will be shown right here on the channel. Alright, without further ado, let's get rolling. I wanted to dedicate this video to Robinhood, Unrivaled Archer, and its implications for how many formats Lorcana will see at launch. Reading closely into the card's first ability, we see that Robinhood's effect to allow the player to draw is dependent on if an opponent has more cards in hand than your own. This detail has left a lot of speculation within the Lorcana community. If card games are typically played in a 1 versus 1 setting, why doesn't Robinhood just state your opponent instead of implying multiple with an opponent? Would this mean that Lorcana isn't actually a typical 1 versus 1 trading card game like Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, or Pokemon? So I dug a little bit deeper. In a Dicebreaker article interviewing Lorcana's co-designer Ryan Miller, Miller states that Lorcana is two Illumineers trying to show who's the best Illumineer. This is potentially contradictory with the wording on Robinhood. But hey, one of the main designers of the game just confirmed the game is between two players, so that must be it, right? Well, it turns out that the answer to this question may not be as simple. If we take a look at Magic the Gathering, the longest running trading card game and titan of the industry, we see that there are over 20 formats between physical playing and online clients. That is a lot of specific rules and card pools to keep track of. But more importantly, Magic's ability to create these mini formats could surely mean that we could at least see more than one in Lorcana. So I wanted to see what the community would be interested in seeing in the future. So I decided to hit up Reddit and outline these discoveries and also what a preferred multiplayer format would look like in Lorcana. My post asked three main questions. 1. Do you think this implies that Lorcana will launch with additional multiplayer formats? 2. Or is this just future-proofing if Ravensburger chooses to explore different formats in the future? 3. Do you think having multiple formats at launch would be healthy for the game in general? I sent that Reddit post off, and here's what you all had to say. I don't think having more than 2 players counts as a different format. Formats are defined by what cards are legal and what cards are not legal. That's it. In Magic the Gathering, even though people prefer to play Standard as a 1v1 format and prefer to play Commander as a 4-player free-for-all format, there's nothing stopping you from playing a 2-player Commander game or a 4-player Standard game. This is from GoldenSand/15. This post is super interesting, and the folks over on Reddit seem to think so, as this comment was the most upvoted. GoldenSand/15 makes a great point here. Just because the main intended way of playing Lorcana is in a 1v1 setting, doesn't mean there isn't a way to shuffle up decks with 4 players and play it that way. I would like to add a little bit to their first point though. Legal deck size and amount of copies allowed per deck are also important to the fabric of formats in various trading card games. Commander and Vintage have access to largely the same card pool, but both play very differently because of the deck size, limit of quantity of cards, and the tendency for Commander to play with multiple people. I feel like this is probably the most likely answer, especially since Ryan Miller himself has already confirmed the game is 1 versus 1. Ravensburger and the design team probably just don't want to limit how others enjoy and play their game, thus opting for more versatile card text to accommodate for this. I would be incredibly surprised if the Lorcana game designers haven't studied Magic the Gathering extensively and seen how popular the multiplayer Commander format has become over the past 10 years. Lorcana has the weight and broad appeal of all Disney's characters and IP, and I think that should be a trading card game that a family could play together. That said, I think dictating from the start exactly how multiplayer should be played would be a bad move for Lorcana. Design should be focused on 1v1 games, but keep the rules open to allow for organic development of casual formats. This is from Darth Metis. This is another great comment. Commander in Magic the Gathering has grown so much over the years, starting as a fan format from some individuals wishing to play with a unique rule set in the Elder Dragons, turned into the most popular Magic format in present day. If Ravensburger is taking this success into account and believe it would work well as a multiplayer Commander-like format, then there is no reason why they shouldn't. This last point also speaks more to design philosophy. I believe the idea here is not to stretch the card designers too thin. Balancing the game for multiple formats sounds pretty difficult, so designing balanced cards for the 1v1 format and leaving the rules open for casual formats would probably be the best way to go. All TCGs need some sort of limited format like sealed or draft. This gives more uses to opening packs and creates a low barrier to entry format. Lorcana will likely be amazing to have a limited format due to its wide appeal, says King of Donata. King of Donata speaks more to how we should expect ways to play the game with more limited resources. Draft and sealed are incredibly fun ways to experience Magic, with, albeit, a lot less success in Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon. If the talented minds over at Ravensburger are able to make an enjoyable draft or sealed experience, this is a great way of making a new format where they don't even need to make supplemental products for people to enjoy, as the entire gameplay experience can just be found in the regular booster packs. People will make them up regardless on day one. Spooky Mobley. That one's really good. This comment is 100% fair. Like I said, Commander had its humble beginnings as a fan format that eventually picked up popularity. I can't wait to see the awesome, wacky, or otherwise interesting formats that community will make when Lorcana launches later down the road. Hey, our YouTube channel has made 4 videos off of 7 promo cards. Imagine the imagination and ingenuity with hundreds. And with that, that is all for today's video. There were many other great responses in this thread, which you can find linked in the description below. What about you? What is your opinion on the potential for multiplayer formats in Lorcana? What would you want them to look like? Let us know in the comments below, and we will see you again at the Traverse Tavern. See you later.